Hello, scumbags, and welcome to the 51st episode of
Rebel Scum Podcast.
I'm James with
Brock Smink.
Hey, Brock.
Hi.
So I got something to tell you the last week because you were away on vacation and then you were away for work.
Yeah.
I just said a vey. Go to
Vey.
You're away for work. So last week we discussed the Rey Monopoly figure.
Okay.
And we're told to contact Hasbro. And Hasbro will come back to you. And so
Come back to me, bro.
Immediately the next day, the first thing I did, woke up, office hour, made sure it was during office hours. I emailed Hasbro.
Yeah.
And I said, Hasbro, look, I've got this. I've got, a wife. I've got nieces. I've got sisters. I've got people that want to be Rey. Hook me up with the Rey Monopoly piece. I said it a lot more professionally than that, but this is what I said. I said, I want the Rey Monopoly. Can I please have the Rey Monopoly? Very polite, because we're Canadian. We do things very politely here. So I didn't hear back from them. And 2 days ago, I'm on the Facebook, and I'm on, I'm not sure which Facebook group I was on, but it came up on my feed, and there was a package of the Rey Monopoly figure in a package. And they said, I contacted Hasbro, and they got it to me.
Oh, you got
and I said, I did not get it. And I said, oh, what? And he's like, and I said to the person, hey, what? And he's like, yep, I got it. I emailed them. I talked to the customer service. So I said, I have to do this. So I went to customer service. Customer service said, you're at the wrong customer service.
Oh, cool.
You need to contact this customer service.
You have to fill out the pink form.
Well, I filled out a million forms just to get to where I was. So then they say, here's where you need to go. And I was and this was earlier today, actually. So I knew I was coming here. So I didn't call them because I was like, I'm working on a bunch of stuff. So I was like, I'm going to just chat with them while I'm on my computer.
Yeah.
And I go to the chat, but to get to the chat, you have to fill out yet another form. And the form just says your name, address, telephone number, country, and zip code, postal code, zip code.
Yeah.
So I said, perfect. I know all of those answers.
Yeah.
So I filled it out, but when I got to country, I hit the country tab, and nothing came down. Not one country. So I said, well, I'm on Google Chrome, and I've had a really great experience with the Google. So I'm like, screw you, Google, because you still haven't given my phone back. It's been 2 months. You said 2 weeks. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to go on Microsoft Edge because it's not Internet Explorer anymore. It's Microsoft Edge.
Oh, that's right.
Like I have any idea what the hell that means. So I click on it. Now the country bar comes down, but there are no country options. So I never got through to the chat. So tomorrow I'm going to call them. But Hasbro, I've sent you 2 emails now about it. Nobody's just responding to me being like, we got your email, thank you. It's frustrating to me as someone who doesn't really need the Rey figure.
And this has been the latest episode of Customer in Service with
I'm
Brock
just
and
saying,
James.
if you want the Rey figure, I think in America it's
That
a lot
is
easier.
dumbfounding.
But I couldn't get through because of the country tab. That was an error on their end.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't like I wasn't in the Rey Monopoly chat. I was in the general Hasbro chat.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. That is insane.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I feel like if this was like, say you were like ordering from Amazon, you would get it right away. This is not me trying to be pro Amazon. I'm just like, why do we live in a world where like, if I want something and I will pay you, or I deserve under warranty to have something, you can't be like.
Now, the guy on Facebook did not buy the Monopoly. He just wanted the figure, and they gave it to him. So now, apparently, you need the UPC. But I have the UPC, and I can't talk to anybody.
You know what I think it is? It's just universal karma because you are notorious for getting deals. Like, your last 2 cell phones, you got, like, a free cell phone and then all these, like, extra gift cards.
Yeah.
Like, didn't you get these pair of glasses for, like, nothing?
Yeah.
Now you are suffering like the rest of us. But anyways.
Hasbro and Google have
But that's interesting. You got to keep us posted on this because we need to get the... Well, I guess I can't order it because I don't have the game, right?
Yeah, well, now you need the UPC. But I think you could just go to a store, look for it, take the picture of the UPC, and pretend it's yours. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah.
Not that I'm condoning that. I would say don't do that. It's very bad. But I actually have the game.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Viewers, let us know if you've had the same problems or what we're doing wrong. That'd be fantastic.
What are we doing?
Hashtag free Rey.
James is dumb. That's probably what I'm doing wrong. But also, huge news dropped on Good Morning America. I want to say
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. Did you hear about this with Ryan Johnson confirming who Benicio del Toro is not?
No, I did not hear that.
Benicio del Toro is not Ezra Bridger.
How would that ever be a question on Good Morning America?
I don't know. I didn't watch the clip. I just read it. Pablo Hidalgo tweeted, "I hope you're all happy and embarrassed that this needed to be asked." And Ryan Johnson said, "No, he is his own character. He is a new character.
Yeah.
He is referred to in the film as DJ."
But then there's a reveal of what DJ means, right?
I guess, yes. He didn't really go on, but I guess that's what we're led to believe.
DJ is DJ. You're here first.
Yeah. But we're going to talk about it later on, but if you look at the clip that he's in, which I think is like a minute and a half in or 4.5 minutes in, it's somewhere in there. When he turns, there's something on his head.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know what it is, and we probably won't talk about it much other than what I just said because I don't know what it is. I don't know if you have any idea what it is. But he's
one of
definitely
these
not
days,
Ezra.
we'll be savvy enough to play the video and then freeze frame it and go.
Well, if you didn't work like a beast.
You think I would be able to afford the equipment to make that happen?
Well, I can make it. We can make it happen on OBS.
Beep.
OBS? Is it OBS or OBS? Guys, let me know.
But you need like a second device. You need like a second computer because like a tablet, you can't. You know what I mean? Like if we had another laptop, we can go like I go click, click. Like you can advance on the arrow. But you know, not. This is. We'll have this in our post podcast meeting.
We definitely. Today's show is really cool though because as you all know, D23 went down this weekend.
Yeah.
I did a video with Andrew and Josh yesterday about Snoke.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whatever.
You gotta talk about it.
You have to talk about Snoke. Everybody wants to hear about Snoke. And Snoke, oh, I can't remember the person's name, so forgive me. I'm going to check it out, look it up in a second. But they pointed it in my direction that Snoke's throne room is actually in that sizzle reel.
Oh, I believe that. That's one thing I have not really done much with the sizzle reel is really digest the background. Because like even when we were looking at prior to the show, I was like, hey, stop it. What is that? Is that Snoke? No, that's a statue.
Everything is... Well, there's that one that might be Snoke, but I don't think we're going to get into that either. Everyone's like, why are you getting into stuff you're not going to get into?
Aha!
They all talk
Suck
about
it.
that. Anyway, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I'll look this up. I'll shut you out in a bit. But anyway, so you do kind of see it. I think there's a lot of cool things in there. But before we get into it, there is 1 week left in the t-shirt contest on TeePublic.
Designs for this contest. Here are the rules. The designs must be specific to Rebel Scum Podcast. You can upload to TeePublic or email us by the end of July 31st, sorry. Winner announced episode 53, which is in 2 weeks, and it will be decided by sales plus what we think is the best. Is that fair? But anyways.
Well, next week, you don't know this yet, but I think in 2 weeks we'll do a top 5 each. And we'll do top 5 t-shirts.
Do we have enough for
we have more than enough.
Has there been more? I haven't looked at it recently. There's some really good ones. And the winner will receive tpublic.com merchandise.
Yeah.
Yay.
And shout out to Whatever Make You Happy for letting me know about Snoke in the Throne Room. I should have known that name.
Whatever Make You Happy.
That's such a cool name. Anyway,
it is.
Back to the sizzle reel.
Sizzle.
Anyway, no, but the designs don't have to just be drawings. They can also be phrases. We've been getting a lot of phrases. And just know, you don't have to be artistic. Just, something cool. It could even just say Rebel Scum Podcast.
Yeah.
On it. It could just be that. Why not? I don't know.
You can do what you like.
Brock, where were you when you first saw the sizzle reel?
I was home, but I was out and about in Toronto and seeing things pop up on social medias. So I was like, oh God, I can't look at my phone for the next, because I wasn't going to stop what I was doing and watch the thing.
You were at a Nickelback concert.
I was. And you can't, Chad Kroeger brings the rock that you can't hear audio out of anything else. And those golden locks, I couldn't take my eyes off them. No, yeah, so I didn't watch it till later in the day. But, oh, man, was it awesome. It was exactly what I was hoping for, if that makes sense. Because it's sort of like, well, maybe we'll get a trailer, maybe not, but we'll get something. And sizzle reel is almost, I would argue is better. Like, I prefer it because there's longer shots. I know they could hide a lot of things, but it feels like you get more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. I like the idea that, Well, first of all, they kind of came out and said, we're not giving you a trailer. You're going to get the sizzle reel. Like, that was kind of what they said. Because last year's fiasco or debacle with Rogue One.
Where they didn't show it.
Where they didn't show it. And everybody's like, well, we're going to get the trailer. But now I think they turned that error into a marketing strategy now.
Yeah.
Where now it's like, you're going to get the trailer here for the next movie at this time of the year. Then we'll give you the sizzle reel.
Yep.
Then we'll give you the trailer. So who knows? We might get the next trailer in August or October, I would imagine, is when we get the trailer. Yeah. We could get something small and then something bigger in October.
I was just gonna say maybe in September, Force Friday, but that doesn't really work because that's Hasbro, right? Or who?
Well, it's still Lucasfilm, but they want. I think they want to focus on the toy stuff.
Yeah.
And, by the way, July 25th, Battlefront 2: Infernal Squad. The book comes out. Oh. Totally stoked for that one.
Totally stoked.
May or may not have pre-ordered it.
Side Akbar. Force Friday is September 1st.
This year?
Smack dab in the middle of Fan Expo, which is Toronto's big Comic-Con. And I remember 2 years ago, like the first year they did Force Friday, I'm pretty sure it was during the same time. Because I wasn't Force Friday keeps changing days, right?
Yeah, last year was later.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I'm hoping to see something
September
at
1st.
Fan Expo. Maybe we can get something cool going on there since it's our nearby thing, but whatever. So back to the sizzle reel. It was great. So many amazing things that we're obviously going to go over.
Our top 5 is top 5.
I'm trying to like think of a question now. It's like, what did you like best? But that is our top 5.
Let's talk about Benicio del Toro. Are you cool with that?
Let's go with that.
Because he's in for one shot, which is the one thing the Vanity Fair article dropped. We got that one picture where he looks cool and suave. And who is he? We don't know. He's a man in black. Oh, he's referred to as DJ. And now we got a shot of him in what I'm guessing is maybe an Imperial ship.
Yeah.
I'm saying guessing maybe because I don't want you to think I know what it is because I don't know what it is. So I might be very much wrong. It could be the Tent of Nine. Yeah. For all I know, right?
It's something clean like
that. So I'm going to go with, let's say it's an Imperial ship or a First Order ship.
Yeah.
And he, like we mentioned just a little bit, he turns his head and he's got something metallic on the top of his head.
We should have done a freeze frame.
We should have, but we didn't.
We didn't. We're not prepared.
But,
maybe I'll try pulling it up here. But I mean, it could easily be nothing, but it could be everything.
Can you think of anything in Legends that would connect like something like that to...
Just trying to visualize it. I mean, we always see like when they're in like cockpits or like the gunning cockpits and they have the headset on the side. It's not really the same thing, but it's, the reason I bring that up is like that's inconsequential sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it might have nothing to do with anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, it could very well just be, it could be a glare, and I might be overlooking something. But like from that, but I'm gonna bring it up for you to watch, and the people at home can just pretend that they can hear you. But I just like his character is fascinating because we still know absolutely nothing whatsoever about him.
Lack of knowledge is fascinating.
Who would you say right now for you personally is more interesting? Or who are you more intrigued by? Is it Snoke or is it DJ?
Snoke.
Okay. Because you know a little bit more about Snoke?
No, he feels like more of the villain. I think DJ could be a villain or could be that, fun. Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? It's like Lando when you first meet him. And it's like, oh, Lando, I don't know about him. Blah, blah, blah. But then, by the third movie, you're like, he's okay. See if it's coming up here. But I don't know. Like, it's DJ.
See, I think a part of me is more interested in DJ just because of, look, it's not that I'm not interested in Snoke because obviously I am, but I also feel like we've got an Never Tell Me the Odds coming up about Snoke that I think shines a little bit of light on the idea of who Snoke could be and from a different point of view, per se. And I just think...
Oh, I saw it.
I think DJ could...
It's at 2:57.
I think
there you passed it.
I think DJ could very well be... Like, is he a Caesar? What is that?
Go full screen. Yeah, that's what that's... Just go like this. Oh.
I'm just very curious as to who he is and what he's going to bring to the table. I think that's what makes it more interesting to me than Snoke at this moment in time. This is a weird. Yeah, this is a
Get
real.
ready to pause. Get ready to pause.
I think it's a great way to go. This is a real, other than a trailer, because trailers you always have to give something away in a trailer, and a sizzle reel, there's nothing's linear about it.
Yeah.
It's just fun. You can have Anthony Daniels say, "Oh gosh, we're already at 8." That's a really great Anthony Daniels impression. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me or not. But you don't need that in a sizzle reel. Sizzle reel is like, here's a shot of Chewie and the Falcon, and everyone's like, that's awesome. I can't wait for this movie.
Here comes.
I love that shot of
this. Pause.
It's after Rose. There we go. All right.
Go full screen.
I can't.
You can't go full screen.
It freezes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I'll do that. Yeah, but this. The thing on his head, sorry guys, if he is not an Imperial, is he acting as an Imperial? Has he been hired by somebody to collect something? Is what I'm thinking.
It's at 148 in the video if you guys want to look at it too. Like, it's almost like he's a bellhop too.
Yeah, well, that's from that angle there.
Yeah.
It's like the half on his head.
I think it's
BB-8's in the shot too.
It could be parts of.
I didn't notice that the first time. There's BB-8 at the bottom.
It could easily just be part of a helmet that he might have taken off. Like it's. I love that too. Like that's great.
Rose's sister in the tie.
I think it's the same X-wing fighter from before because she's pretty prevalent in Poe Dameron as well, like the Black Squadron.
What's her name?
Her name is Care. It's Wedge. It's oh God, why don't I write these things down? Snap. Sorry, it's Snap.
Yeah.
Poe, Care, and something else. And like Snap and one of the women are in a relationship, at least in the book. So I think it might be the same. I haven't. I've been working a lot, you guys. I don't have time. I love Star Wars, though. I do have time for that. But yeah, this is what I love about this.
Paige, the name of any of them?
I don't know. I shouldn't grab my Poe Dameron.
Well, because Rose has a sister, a sister
legit?
named Paige. Yeah, legit. And we're all speculating. Well, a lot of people are speculating. I don't know how I feel, but that she is going to pass on in The Last Jedi. And there's a shot in the trailer towards the end where you see a pilot of some sort falling. And you love that shot, right?
Oh, God, it's so great.
And I think we could all maybe at this point take a guess that is Rose's sister Paige falling to her death. And that, because Rose
that pilot is not wearing a helmet. And it looks like a man.
It doesn't look like it. It's from behind. It could be anyone wearing a jumpsuit. But if Rose's sister dies, then that propels Rose to stop being the engineer and become
interesting.
More than that. That's where people's going with that. Andrew and I have a video that's coming out tomorrow on the channel where Rose might be a member of Black Sun.
What?
Bro, that video goes crazy places. If you're into crime, you're definitely going to be into that one. I like the trailer a lot. I like that. We got to see things from the trailer before, but we got to see the behind the scenes of it, like the red dust coming at you. That was an awesome shot. And do you think Porgs are going to be the next Ewoks? Do you think that's how we're gonna love them like we did Ewoks, or do you think they're just going to be nothing? Like they're going to be like? Meh?
I think we're blowing them out of proportion. I could be wrong. I don't think they could be the new Ewoks because at least Ewoks have like tools and stuff. But
you don't know if the Porgs do or not.
They could just be cool set design for what.
Yeah, which is what they probably are.
There's so many cool creatures in the thing too. Like there's that
one
like,
at the stable.
The weird rabbit horse, and then like the ice crystal fox, and the like. It's like a Zerg from StarCraft in the casino.
The Last Jedi is actually the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. The Porg. Ooh, hello, I popped. Sorry, guys.
Pop.
The Porg kind of looks like like the platypus thing from Fantastic Beasts. Like it's in that family.
Oh yeah.
We're adorable little things that like to eat gold.
Like I feel like the porg is the creature that we kept getting weird reports about. Like at one point it was like a puffin, which is cool because puffins live on the actual Skelly Michael Island.
And they said it was gonna look like a puffin, and it's kind of a puffin without the beak.
Kind of, but puffins. I'm a puffin enthusiast.
No,
it's more of a bird, but it looks more like a penguin, which is the most accurate.
The Swan Princess?
Yes.
With the puffin?
I have it on Blu-ray.
Is that the one with the puffin, or was it?
No, you're thinking of penguin with the puffin with the penguin.
No, not penguin with the.
Puffins are like birds that kind of look like penguins.
I know. I've been to the East Coast.
East Coast, West Coast. But then at one point it was like a gremlin too. Like I'm like that's not really the same thing. Though I guess the term gremlin could be taken any way you want, not the. Who made Gremlins? Was that
Warner Brothers?
Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
The Warner Brothers Gremlins. Don't feed them after midnight.
I just saw Lego Batman for the first time.
Oh, like the DVD or like the movie? Yeah, DVD.
I just saw the DVD and I was like, cool.
Yeah.
And I put it back on the shelf. I liked it. Gremlins were in it.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, well, Gremlins. Good for you. Back to the sizzle reel.
Back to the sizzle reel.
I'm pretty sure there's a shot of Leia at Han's funeral when she's over top of, she's on rock.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I think that's her at Han's funeral. I just thought of that I watched it before I came here and I was like, is she at the funeral?
Yeah.
That's what I thought of that scene.
But I think what stood out for me the most. See, I can't. It's hard to say something without ruining my top 5. Whatever. It looks, the quality of it, if this makes sense, looks really nice. Of the film looks amazing. It parts of it look like 300. You know what I mean? You know that over like darkened, sharp look to it.
The contrast.
The contrast. Thank you. Like I was just like, wow. And like the explosion of that red dust, which I assume has to do with Crate, where we saw the scene with the ships coming down. That looks awesome. Like that was, I said in the first trailer, that was my favorite visual, just like because it's like that very pale white sand and cliff, and that explosion of red is just like wow. So
I have a question for
you.
I
like colors.
They keep harping on this is not The Empire Strikes Back. This is not The Empire Strikes Back. This is not your father's Star Wars.
It's called Last Jedi.
Yeah, but they want us to all know because of what happened with The Force Awakens. They're like, look, this is not the same movie. Do not be afraid. Do you think that there's any chance that this is going to be Empire Strikes Back, but in reverse, where it's going to start with I Am Your Father and end with Hoth?
Oh, that would be great.
Because Crate could be the Hoth battle, and the I Am Your Father moment, if Luke has anything to do with it, whether he's the father, he knows the father, anything like that could happen at the beginning, and then you could work your way backwards.
It's like, I know your father. Like just. What was your question?
Is it Empire Strikes Back in reverse?
That'd be great. It could be whatever it is.
Would it be great though?
I don't think this is gonna be a bad movie.
It's gonna be the best Star Wars movie we've ever gotten, but not the most liked.
Okay, fair. On what, like, most liked in comparison to every possible Star Wars film? Like,
it won't be as liked as
Empire.
Force Awakens was when it first came out. It won't be as, and nobody will admit that it's better than Empire Strikes Back, and it will never beat Ewoks unless the Porgs are the new Ewoks.
I would almost say it would be better to like not have some crazy reveal. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the big things of Empire, plus the conclusion, right?
See, apparently this one has the most shocking reveal in all of Star Wars. And Josh on yesterday's video said he thinks it's not going to be an intimate, personal reveal. It's going to be a galaxy-wide Star Wars itself reveal. Like Star Wars is actually about this, and that's the reveal, which goes in line with Rian Johnson saying he can't believe Lucasfilm approved the script.
I believe it. Like, that guy can go in the craziest directions with his movies. Yeah, no, like, it's just like, it's like you can't outdo Empire, because Empire did things that were not popular in the style at the time. Like, having that, I wouldn't say like Empire created the crazy reveal or the twist ending, or even the fact that it was not happy ending. But like at the time, to have a film like that to be so engrossing, and then all of a sudden you're like, what? Like it's not. That's just not a robot man. There's a man in the robot. Like, oh, I guess that wasn't the reveal. But you know what I mean? Like it's just like, well, there's a guy and there's a pieces of a guy in there. But then it turns out, oh, by the way, I'm your father. Spoilers.
There's this one guy in the comments. You have to say spoiler before you mention Vader.
But we said it like. It's a spoiler. It's a crazy reveal, but at the same note, it's like, yeah, you know why it's crazy? Because no one would have thought like,
the minute you come out and you're like, by the way, this movie's gonna have a twist, and you're gonna be shocked. It's not a twist anymore because we sit there like this. When's the twist?
Yeah, that's the thing. Twist? I mean, that's what probably ruined M. Night Shyamalan's career, where it's like it has to be crazy. Like, why? Why can't you just make a movie? I don't know.
Look, I don't have the answer to that. Well,
why don't you have answers?
We live in this era right now where nobody wants to be surprised, but then when we're not surprised, we're upset that we're not surprised. Like, we want you to show us every single thing you've got in your movie in the trailer. Then we'll complain about it. We'll go into the movie and be like, well, that was all in the trailer. Then, by the way, if you haven't seen the third Spider-Man trailer yet, do not watch the third Spider-Man trailer.
I stopped watching trailers.
I watched it when I got home from watching Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
Nice.
I was like, oh my God.
Heard it here first.
But you know, and then they don't show us anything in the trailer. Like, why didn't they show us anything? You can't win. And this is the world we live in.
But like with what they did with Rogue One and Force Awakens, I know Rogue One's a special situation because they had to reshoot a whole bunch of things. But like none of the trailers really gave anything away. It gave you like, this is what the movie's gonna be like. And Force Awakens, we weren't expecting what we got. Or I mean, we as Star Wars fans spend every hour thinking about what could be happening. So like, yeah, there's a point where you have to stop thinking, because I know you were like, oh, this is gonna happen, and then it happened, and that wasn't based on trailers so much. You're like, well, you studied film, so you're like, it's gonna be like a story like this, or this is the obvious sort of thing.
I talk about it in my Attack of the Clones video with Andrew. I'm like, I ruined Attack of the Clones for myself when I saw it in the theater. You can argue whatever you think of that movie on its own, but I did, and now I've learned a way to like to do this show, but still be able to enjoy it. Plus, Rogue One, the brilliant part of Rogue One was that all of our speculation was based off of the trailer, and nothing was in it. So that was, but I liked it. I wish this Han Solo trailer came out, and it was just what Lord Miller directed. And it's like, that stuff not even in the movie. And you watch it, like, why is Han Solo?
Why not? Why not? Like, yes, we know you fired the director, but like, show something, and then that renews people's faith. They're like, well, they have something. So
couldn't you argue that any Star Wars film they release going forward until franchise fatigue sets in, which inevitably it will, they could just have font hit the screen and be like, new Star Wars coming, Luke Skywalker returns.
Yeah, they'll have 1 million hits in less than 2 minutes.
And you don't even need to see anything.
30 seconds.
And it's going to make $2 billion at the box office.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, come on, guys. Like, I love Star Wars, but like, let's get real. Like, people are going to see, you stamp Star Wars on something, you will watch it. Even if it's garbage, you're going to watch it. Throwing my fingers in the air like I just don't care.
Like you just don't care.
But, I will say I like that we see Kylo with a mask, without. There's Finn with Rey. Just some of the amazing shots. Like, it's just, this is what we've been wanting. Just from just looking at the visuals of where they are, the locations, the sets. I'm like, yes, this is going to be an awesome place. I don't get why Rose's hat is askew when they come out of the elevator and the First Order things.
I'll bet you it's because she's bubbly, Brock.
Oh,
don't you remember how bubbly she is? It's probably because they beat somebody. They steal the uniform, which look very, very clean, by the way. And she probably just throws it on. She's like, and like that. And then
maybe.
And then what's gonna happen is, no, a stormtrooper or an admiral's gonna come up and be like, fix your uniform, cadet.
Yeah. How much? But like, they want to fit. Oh, I see what you're saying. I was like, they want to fit in by blending in, but then having a skew.
Yeah.
How much would you pay to get one of those Millennium Falcon slate boards?
Wait, do they have one for all 100 days of shooting? Yeah, I would totally. I like that it said pre-shoot on the first one. It was day one.
Yeah.
A pre-shoot. I would totally pay, like, I don't have a job, so like $60.
Oh yeah. Wow. That's
Probably
probably what you pay for a normal slate.
Yeah, I would say for that maybe 120, but I could see people realistically spending.
But
thousands.
it had no clapper. Like, why was it
just
that?
a cardboard? I think it's just for
and they would
pictures.
change the dates.
I would pay more for Ryan Johnson's lobster sweater.
I thought that was a scorpion, but yeah, now that I look at it frozen, it is a lobster.
We saw him wear this at Celebration in the videos that we saw at Celebration. So,
Right.
but I'm really curious about this ship that he's on with Leia. That Leia is the captain of, or some. Well, it's like a resistance ship, obviously, and we can imagine that she gets. Like, the rebels in the back look like they're going to
They look like
Endor.
they just came from the Rogue One set.
They're going to Endor.
Yeah.
Yeah, not much has changed in costume design in the last 30 years.
How amazing would it be if this... now we're at, what is it, 101, where he's talking to Carrie Fisher wearing the lobster sweater. How amazing would it be after the movie comes out that it's revealed that sweater meant something, and that's why it was like, how great would that be?
Oh, my God. That,
he is like, DJ is a black lobster. It's his like smuggler
his
name.
nickname is Black Lobster.
Black Lobster.
That would be dope. What do you think of Rey fighting off 3 guys and Kylo fighting off 2? Do you think they could be those 2 fight scenes could be connected at all?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, because they're kind of all the choreography practice or like what is it called when you choreography, right? What is it when you do sword stuff?
Choreography.
Swordsmanship? I don't know. I didn't even think of that. But we do know that there's a lot of staff use in this movie, so it could just be practicing with men who will be, what do you call it? First Order Stormtroopers. I love that we're seeing Rey as a Jedi when cloaked
in a
and
hood.
all that. In a hood.
Oh my
like,
God.
that's great.
Bad A.
Bad
I'm excited to
AF.
see Rey break out as a character, because the thing that strikes me with Rey is pretty much everyone loves Rey. Everyone is a huge Rey fan. This whole Monopoly thing blew up, but apparently nobody wants it enough. But you know what I mean? Like, but people love Rey. We all left the theater being like, I really liked Rey. I think that had to do a lot with Daisy Ridley and the film being fun, because the character really doesn't do too much
in the movie.
Yeah, like she's
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't grow at all. She's kind of like, she starts here and she ends here.
Yeah.
Only here now she can use the Force. But we all love her. I think this is going to be. I don't think she's going to be the main character, because I really think it's the ensemble. But I think this is going to be Daisy Ridley's film. Rey's really going to come through, and I think this is when we're going to find out if we genuinely like Rey, or not. And this is going to be the one where we're going to be like, yes, this is what I was hoping we were going to see. Or we're going to be like, oh, snap. That's where she went? That is crazy. She joined the Knights of Ren, y'all.
Yeah. Like, we don't know anything. It's insane how we've been given something, but we really still don't know anything. But it's amazing. Like, I've watched that thing about 6 or 7 times. And I'm going to watch it another dozen times for sure. Or I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Do we want to get inundated in this stuff? Because it's like, are we going to ruin our experience? Or is it worth... I mean, we're fans, so we love Star Wars. Star Wars. I'm wearing a shirt with, like, characters as alphabet. Why? We love the show so much. Or, sorry, show. We love this show so much, but we love the movie, the franchise so much that we just digest everything we possibly can. But there's something so gratifying to look at all these freeze frames and be like, oh, what's that? And like, we did it here. Like, we were looking at DJ and it was like, there's BB-8. Yep. So then, what is this description? He is the Man in Black, but then he's part of the rebellion?
No, there's nothing. It's just he's the Man in Black.
I feel like there's something early on, right? I mean, it's all, what I based my thoughts were like Hardo. Hardo. Holdo is definitely part of the New Republic, but like I feel like she's could go both either way, or she makes some kind of decision that kind of dooms them for whatever reason. And it's cool to know that her hair stays pink the entire time, or
Purple.
fuchsia, purple.
Back to DJ. Sorry, it's just when he first got cast, Benicio del Toro said, "I'm playing the bad guy," or "I'm kind of a bad guy."
Yeah.
And then Lucasfilm was like, "Shut up." And they're like,
Oh,
you think he's the bad guy, but you don't think he's the bad guy. So the only thing is, now that we see him with BB-8, does this mean that he is reverse Lando, where they think he's a good guy and then turns on them, which is kind of bland and lame because now we know that? Or is he just like this, like weird, like he's on no one's side and he's like, you guys are going to pay me, like kind of like Han Solo, but maybe a little grittier than Han Solo. He's like, you guys are going to pay me. I'm going to help you get into that Star Destroyer where we see Rose and Finn later on. He's like, I will get you there, but you got to pay me. And he's only doing it for money. And he could just be in like a few scenes and that'll be that.
I almost, now that I see BB-8 and then I'm like, oh, then maybe DJ and Poe have a very intertwined plot,
which we're going to get to on Every Time of the Odds.
Oh, perfect. I mean, obviously Finn and Rose could be there as well, or it could be the other way around. But usually, I mean, R2 and Chewbacca are on Octo. So I assume BB-8 would stay with Poe because the only relationship he has would be Rey or.
And really be more Poe than Rey.
Because it's his actual astromech.
Actual droid. Well, it's so weird if he would have stayed or have gone with Rey and left Poe behind. And Poe's like, hey, bye, buddy.
What if the reveal is something to do with BB-8?
Oh, man.
Like, that's what I love about Star Wars is like that these astromech droids, they're like R2 always feels like he knows everything that's going on, or like he's always present. So it's like, oh, what if he was pulling all the
that'd be awesome.
all the times they're on the Star Destroyer and he's like inserting that thing and doing the security.
What if
he's alerting stormtroopers to
BB-8 is actually that evil BB-8 that we see with Snoke?
Yeah, that's another thing. How now we have a possibility that we know that we've known for a while that Rose and Finn go on some kind of mission and they go into a new force. What is it called? What are the bad guys called?
First Order.
First Order. God. The First Order ship. And now we see that they're dressed like officers. What if, like Chopper and Rebels, they just paint BB-8 black, and then his name is whatever we saw on the Lego things?
I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, I know. Like, how do you you can explain that in a cartoon to kids, but like,
no,
people like.
I was watching Rebels today because Saturday we're doing the second episode of I Rebel, and I was just like, man, they paint Chopper a lot, and no paint ever stays on him. He's always perfectly cleaned off. All right, let's go to the final topic here. Carrie Fisher says it's all about family.
Yeah, that was wonderful, and
what do you think that means?
Just her gestures at the end was like,
yeah. It's all about family. Whose family? Her family? Luke's the Skywalker saga. It's a Skywalker family. Obviously.
It could be just a mislead, right? Because it's they spent over 100 days together. Like our actors and crew become a family because you spend all your waking hours with these people. But she knows to play the game, so you easily could be referring to something. I think we will see Luke and Leia reunite. I mean, we saw shots of them together on set somewhere, like just
it seems like that's why I brought up the Reverse Empire, where it seems like at the beginning they're split up, and then at the end they're all going to be together.
Yeah.
And they might, and you know what? There's a good end with a Resistance victory, opposite of Empire Strikes Back too. It could end with the Resistance victory, and the First Order is like on more shambles than they were in the last one.
Reality is whatever Snoke's real plan is. He's building to it, and then the final showdown is in the third one. So whatever problem the First Order is bringing to the rebellion, not the rebellion, the
Resistance.
Resistance. Thank you. like that could just be to keep them busy while he's doing something off stage or whatever, or off screen.
Yeah. I like the idea of the family because, they got the Kylo Ren, Luke, Leia, Rey. And I don't mean Rey's part of that family, but Rey's storyline so far is all about her family. She's waiting for her family to go back to Jakku. She knows that they're going to come back. She needs to know who they are, what her purpose is. So I think family does play an integral part in all this. And Snoke might be related to her, not related to her, but like, clickbait.
Clickbait.
Snoke could be related to Rey's family storyline.
Right.
Not Rey's family, but the storyline involving Rey. He could have a major impact on that and be the reason why they never returned to Jakku.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
He could be like Krennic in Rogue One.
He is Krennic, Brock.
Surprise.
He's actually Tarkin.
He choked on his aspirations.
Oh, director. Let's move on because we've talked long enough about that amazing sizzle reel, and we'll probably be talking about it more and more and more until we see more from The Last Jedi. It's time for...
Never tell me the odds.
Today's odds are brought to you by Ryan Johnson's script for Looper.
Do you like cowboys? Do you like time travel? Well, do we have a movie for you?
And Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks like Bruce Willis. Our first odd.
Yep.
Could DJ and Poe Dameron be brothers or related somehow?
Oh, right. I'm going to go 30% on this.
Ooh.
Just because, I don't know. I think they're going to be possibly, like I said earlier, I think they're going to be on some kind of, they're going to work together. Like, I feel like DJ is going to be someone the Resistance goes to get them somewhere, give them information. Imagine he's just his character from Guardians of the Galaxy, the collector.
He wasn't in the second one, so
no,
could possibly be. This one came to us from a viewer, and I can't remember who it was, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. It's a great idea. I kind of think it's cool if it worked out, but I'm gonna go 15%.
Yeah,
because I don't think that was the plan. I think DJ's separate from Poe, and I think they're gonna go somewhere. And I think BB-8's in that shot just because they happen to be on the same ship together, not because of any sort of relations whatsoever. Our next odd is could Captain Phasma be a turncoat? Full broccoli.
I'm not gonna go full on this one.
I am. I don't think she is, but at the same time, if they want to go back and make her raise the shields in the Force, make how simple, how easy she did that. A quick explanation is, I'm on your side. But no, you know what? I'm gonna go 0%. She's not a turncoat. Yeah. She's evil, and I love stormtroopers, and I kind of hope she takes her helmet off because I love helmetless stormtroopers. But I also want her to keep her helmet on.
I'm gonna go 0% too, because I think it's her and like Hux are just so devoted to the First Order and like what they believe in.
I kind of hope, even though she's a stormtrooper, I kind of hope they do humanize her a little tiny bit.
Oh, for sure. I have nothing against that, but like, you know, like Battlefront coming too with the character of Iden, where she is a dead set on the Empire. She's not evil. She's just like, I agree. Like the Empire is what the galaxy needs, and I defend it, which is not. I mean, you know, it's just because the guy in charge is evil doesn't make the rest of the group evil.
Yes, it does.
Oh wait, the Republicans. But you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with being a Republican in America, but then of course your leader is Donald Trump, and he represents the Republican. It's, you know, and then here we have Justin Trudeau. It's like, oh, the liberals are blah 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 blah. Like, no, like both parties have their points, and you can be a registered voter for either one. Doesn't mean automatically it's terrible. Of course,
you're gonna write your letters to care of Brock Smink.
Brock Smink at Talking Politics. But you know what I mean? Like the Emperor, like you know,
no, I know
destroyed a lot of things, but like,
but they don't.
It's you know, it's the whole whatever.
And our final odd: will Brock be on this show next week?
It's my house, so yes.
Yay! Unless you're really busy.
Not next week. Oh gosh.
I am. Next week.
Yeah, no, next Wednesday we're good.
No, I can't do Wednesday. I have to do Monday.
We don't have to do anything.
No, okay, last odd is about Snoke. Snoke. Snoke will die of old age like Yoda. And the reason I mentioned this earlier was because he's training Kylo. What if he's that kind of person where we know Yoda because of, he's wise and Obi-Wan tells us and he teaches Luke and blah, blah. So now we're getting Snoke, and Snoke is just the Yoda to Kylo.
Yep.
And his prequel story could be similar to Yoda. We're like, oh, he's very wise, but on the other side of everything. And what if his death isn't this big dramatic death, and it's not a big, huge, elaborate lightsaber fight with Luke? It's just he's like, Kylo, remember my teachings. You have to turn to gray. The Jedi is wrong. You have to keep doing what I'm telling you to do.
Yeah. Okay.
190%.
That he'll die of old age?
I don't know, probably 0.
I'm going to go 20%. Because it's not a bad idea, but like he's pretty much set to be the villain.
Here's a question. If we got the prequels before the original trilogy and Yoda was established, do you think Yoda goes out like that?
Good point. Maybe. But if they could have, would they do more with the Force Ghost? You know what I mean? Like,
no.
Especially with a puppet, like
I'm gonna go like 15% on this. But it's an interesting thought though when you go back and you're like, well, if the prequels came first and Yoda was established, is that how he goes out?
I mean, we're taking him as the villain, but like we could find out he's not, right? There's so many possibilities with this. Like it's I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, I think we see the end of Snoke at the end of episode 9.
That's what I have to agree with you with. Moving on.
Books and or comics.
It's time for books or comics. Brock, I know what you got.
Yes, I read the recent Poe Dameron, and it was very good. It's the conclusion of the bomb ship. So they were able to, the Black Squadron's able to figure out how to not explode the ship, but then also get the ship back that they stole the gas with. I think that it was interesting because Terex is on, Agent Terex with his new cyborg control is on the ship with the New Order? First Order. And he's constantly saying to the commander in charge, is like, well, I fought him, so there's a 95% chance they're gonna win. There's a 62% chance he's gonna blow up this ship by himself while he's piloting a ship stuck in hyperdrive, which I believe they get out of hyperdrive because the X-wings are able to jump out and start shooting they weren't they were just like, well, we'll just push this ship straight at their bomber. So there's some cool fancy flying and stuff with the Black Squadron, and I'm trying to remember how it ends. I think they're about to get on the ship. Oh, and then my point of bringing up Terex, because he keeps saying this, the commander pushes him against the wall and he smacks his head. So I'm suspecting Terex is going to come back to normal and like somehow pull some strings on there. Not in favor of Poe, but like in revenge for being a robot slave.
Nice.
And Screaming Citadel is not done, so I will not talk about that one. I think the 5th one's about to come out. I still have not gotten a Darth Vader 3. I apologize. I will get it, or worst comes, we'll just read the digital copy. And what was it? Star Wars is the Star Wars ongoing has just about finished the current storyline they've been on, where they've been talking about Yoda, Yoda went on a mission by himself, and it turned out that there was this planet that had this rock, but it was a living rock, and they're like these beasts that come out of the mountaintop, and then Luke goes to this planet and fights one of the remaining guys. It's kind of lackluster. I'm hoping we can get back to the Scar Squad recently. I think Andrew talked about it in his review.
Yeah.
Because they have 3PO. And then finally, what one of our viewers was talking about, what is his name? Because he won.
Ryan Bullock?
Ryan Bullock, thank you.
Shout out to him. He sent us the. Well, I said I read it. You didn't read it.
It's not that I don't know who you are. I just did not write down him. But we were speaking through.
Send some pages from Darth Vader #3.
Yeah. So the Dr. Aphra now. That's weird. Screaming syllable must be done. I must be missing an issue because this is after all of that. She's trying to sell off the crystal that has the Jedi mind in it. Oh God, I'm really bad at remembering names. She's selling it off to like mercenaries. It's like, well, you can use this and you could do all this stuff, and he's because it can control AI because it's a machine itself. Because she shows them how it's like, oh, it could take over the ship and just shoot everything. It's like, but then she's trying to have like a bidding war and all that. At the end, 000 is saying like, when are we gonna go back? Why are we just your slaves now? Like, when are we gonna go kill people again? He's like, I guess I never know this. I guess he lives on the plasma of people or something like that. He wants like blood or whatever. I don't think he actually lives on it, but like it's part of his whole assassin.
And people don't like what Disney's doing with Star Wars.
So he says like, well, come on, like, you know, we had an agreement. You let me murder people and I help you. It's like, okay, well, Dr. Aphra's like, no problem. Let's just get through this and we'll do what you need to do. She leaves the room and 000 says to BT, it's like, I don't believe she's actually being truthful with us. And he makes a call and guess who shows up? Lord Vader. Boom. Spoilers. Whatever. It's an old comic by then. So yeah, Vader's going to be in Dr. Aphra, which will be very interesting because, as we know, he thought he killed her or shot her into space.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to have to start checking that one out. The first trade came out, and Andrew reviewed that last week. Yep. All right, and now it's time for...
Holo News.
Live from Coruscant.
Live from Coruscant.
First story.
Which one is it? Star Wars Hotel. I am psyched for this. So it has been announced at D23 that in Florida there will be a Star Wars themed hotel. Not only will it be themed Star Wars, but all the people working there will be characters related to Star Wars. Not specific, but they'll be, you know, the person at the front desk. They might be a Rodian or someone from Naboo or what have you. So the hotel to itself is just an ongoing Star Wars experience. That there will always be something happening in the hotel that you could, whatever. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see there's a picture. You're on a spaceship, so all the windows show space. Like it is a building, but you won't be able to see outside. I don't know how that works. I'm curious to see if that's gonna have an effect on people staying there.
I'll bet you in your room you could probably have like a
yeah. But the whole experience is supposed to be that you're on a space cruiser or a space station or something like that. So there'll be droids everywhere. It sounds amazing. We'll only be in Florida for the time being. So the LA Disneyland will not have it. This will be on the park, in the park, or adjacent to the park.
I don't know, but does it take Hilton Rewards points?
Only Imperial credits. So that's very exciting because it sounds amazing all to itself. And in the same weekend, we heard more about the park at D23. It's now going to be called Star Wars Galaxy Edge, and it looks awesome. If you go online, there's almost as many videos about this as there is the sizzle reel, and then you see the 3D models, and they look super duper amazing.
This is I really want to go here, but I'm afraid.
What?
Because it's going to be so packed.
Oh yeah, I mean, well that's a given. So we might have to wait a year,
like 7 years.
But it's they haven't announced what planet it's supposed to be. I mean, like most parks, there's different areas, but I believe you start on this planet, you walk around, and then you will inevitably get onto a space cruiser, and it goes out into hyperspace or something like that. So cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal because you know how the Harry Potter experience at like Universal has kind of changed how amusement parks are. Like, people don't necessarily want to be on roller coasters. They like rides. Like, we went on all the rides in Universal, but like they want to be immersed in this experience from these movies and what have you. And then move over, Hollywood star, Road of Fame, or Path of Fame. What are the stars? Mark Hamill is now a Disney legend. He doesn't need that gold star no more. Now, I've never heard of this. Is this a new thing, the Disney legend?
I think they have legend. I don't know. But Star Wars has only been owned by Disney for 4 years.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a relatively new thing now that Disney owns everything. But this weekend at D23...
Stan Lee is also a Disney legend.
Right, okay. So Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher have been given the status of Disney legends, meaning they are persona grata, not non grata. But yeah, he was delivered, and Mark Hamill said, like, oh, I wish Carrie could be here because she would be making fun of me endlessly on this. I think he also uses it as an instance to recant what he said about Rian Johnson's choices on the film. I think there was a last little blurb here. I sort of misspoke when I was talking about how I disagreed with a lot of what Rian has decided for the characters. What I should have said was I was really surprised, and I think that's great. I think the unexpected is great, especially in Star Wars films. But that's the challenge. I love doing this. I love doing things I've never done before, and even Luke, I think in this incarnation is a Luke that people will never have seen before, which is awesome. So we're seeing, like, for that to be said, it's like, oh God. The original Jedi saying yay for Last Jedi. And speaking of Mark Hamill, he also said this weekend that he's surprised that Darth Maul wasn't a bigger character in the films, and that his quick demise at the end of the movie was surprising to him. He thought like it was just such a unique looking character that he should have survived all three. So yay. Darth Maul.
Just an opinion.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when he said he wanted to play the Vulture, and when you watch the video, he doesn't say that at all. It's just a joke.
And speaking of fanboys, Bob Iger thinks that Mark Hamill's performance is amazing in Last Jedi, that it is a new peak for him as an actor, for something along those lines. So that's great. But
I would love to see him get... I know it probably won't happen because it's Star Wars and blah, blah, blah. But Alec Guinness got nominated for Star Wars.
Yep.
I can't think of Ian McKellen's name right now. Gandalf got nominated for Lord of the Rings. These type of roles get nominations typically. But now we're not typical anymore. We're normal. So we're just typical.
You bring up a good point. Like, you know, like if... what's his name that played Joker?
Mark Hamill. Heath Ledger?
Heath Ledger can win an award, posthumously, of course, but like if he can win an award for the Joker, there's no reason why he couldn't win a Best Actor, Best Supporting. Would he... That's a good question. Is he a supporting character?
For sure. Yeah. It'd be easier to get the nominations.
Yeah.
Plus, we haven't seen the movie, but I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean... Or at the very least, some type of film award. Who knows? I mean...
But it's not unheard of for this type of role to be nominated.
So
We've
maybe
had it done before.
It's his time. He's like a pioneer for this kind of genre. And just like the concept of like, just because you're in a fantasy or sci-fi movie doesn't mean like you can't take the character seriously as it. So let's see. Top 5. Today's top 5 is brought to you by land speeders.
Yay!
Who needs land speeders when you could have a pod car? Top 5 today is our top 5 favorite moments in the sizzle reel.
Sizzle.
Gotta get that sizzle.
Sizzle.
Okay. James, what's your number 5?
My number 5 was Ed Sheeran's cameo.
What? That's not
Wait a minute.
Ha-ha.
He's off of Twitter.
Ha-ha.
And I don't watch Game of Thrones. My number 5
You're very savvy of what's happening. That's impressive.
Thank you. Red Dust Explosion, number 5. Red Dust Explosion is fantastic. I love it. The end.
Mine is kind of a few things. Mostly that we get to get some confirmation on our current characters. One, we get to see that Kylo's wearing that mask again, though he probably won't wear it a lot, but like it's nice to see the mask, you know? We're not throwing away. It is still going to be part. And we see Finn and Rey are together. Awesome. And then we're seeing a lot of Finn with Rose, and we're seeing a lot of Poe. So like none of these characters have been cast off. Obviously, Rey's going nowhere, but it's nice to see that they aren't just gonna like, okay, we're on a new movie. None of the stuff before applies at all.
Yeah, it's a continuation.
Which I don't think is a fear for Star Wars, but you know.
But you know what? In all honesty, The Force Awakens, and I'm gonna get comments on this, is a very easy film to, if you were making a sequel, to just. I mean, and most sequels to films are, and that's where the films fail. I think as sequels, is they first of all, a lot of them just rehash what you already saw, but then. You know, then they forget what happened in the last one. This one, it seems like they're going to remember, like what happened before it happened. That is history. This is now going forward. And that's what Star Wars did so well in both other trilogies. I think
it just instills some faith in us after the whole Han Solo debacle. That
what? Wait, what?
Oh, I believe in the film still. I'm just saying people need to be they're like, don't worry, it's all good.
Han Solo is going to be a nice, fun ride.
What's your number 4?
Rey running on Acto or wherever she's across the island of Acto, and she's just running, gunning it, just do. Yours?
Mine is it's a wrap without Admiral Akbar holding the slate, because it's like, yeah, this is for me.
Yeah, well, that's what that moment is, and everyone got it, and everyone knows, and that's what Star Wars is. At the end of the day, Star Wars is fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun. Don't take it too seriously. Have fun with it. And I love that that's how they ended their shoot. They all got it. They all understood the joke, and they all were in on it, and they had fun. What's your number 3?
The new creatures. Crystal Arctic Fox. Weird Rabbit Horse. The Porgs. The Zerg.
Is Two Tubes going to show up?
I don't know, but that looked like, as we were saying earlier, there's one character in the casino that's like, is that from Thunderbirds?
We should have talked about the Thunderbirds character.
Oh God, I think like
they are Go.
I think they are Go.
And I don't know if you know this, but Emilia Clarke is going to be voicing a character in the new Thunderbirds cartoon on TV next season, and she is in the Han Solo film. Connection.
Discuss. I think the casino scenes in this movie were just gonna be like that. What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's this? What's that? Oh. Yep.
My number 3 is Chewie by the fire. I just love that shot of the Falcon with the little campfire and Chewie sitting by it.
And do we see Chewie in some kind of other starship at one point? It looked like he was sitting in something that wasn't this Millennium
Maybe.
Falcon.
Now we're gonna have to relook at it. I thought it was the Falcon.
There's just so many things.
Yeah, but I really like Chewie by the fire. That's not the shot we're gonna get in the film, obviously, because you can see the film crew beside him. So I don't know how dramatic looking and cool it's gonna look in the film. It might just be as simple as Chewie's waiting for Rey by the fire.
Yeah.
And that's maybe when the Knights of Ren appear. What? My number 2 is better than your number 2. No, it's not. Mine's the Porg.
That was my number 3, right? Yeah.
Look, I am a huge Benquaderneros fan. I'm a huge Two Tubes fan. I want more Pow, and I want more Porg. You bring me the Porg. More Porg all the time.
Yeah. My number 2 is the red explosion of the cameraman in the trench. Because that is just part of the ships coming on crate, and that just looks awesome. Just the red just looks shockingly great.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. And the way it just surrounds the camera operator.
Yeah.
To shoot that.
And then in those same lines, a lot of the practical stuff. So we see explosions actually happening. Obviously, there'll be a lot of CG in this movie, but it's nice to see that there's still practical effects happening.
My number 1's a Porg. No. My number 1 is Ed Sheeran's cameo as the Porg. Hooded Rey. Yeah. Hooded Rey. Bad assery to the nines. What scene is that? When is that?
Yeah.
Is it December yet? I want. Don't that it hurts my. I know.
I can hear it too.
I cannot wait. I'm super excited. It just looks cool.
Yeah.
And in the poster, those character posters they released, she's wearing the hood in that poster. Yeah. They're all red. What does that symbolize? They all die, obviously.
Yeah. Did you see the fan photoshopped it so it looks like she's Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, I saw that. And a fan made a Ryan Johnson one as well.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And your number uno.
My number one is the X-Wing pilot falling into what looks like a silo of bombs. So maybe this is during the attack by the Force Awakens, the First Order that we've been told about, that they make a huge strike at the beginning of the film because they're like, well, we're revealed. Let's hit them while they're not expecting it. So perhaps that's something like there's a battle on a cruiser. This X-Wing pilot somehow loses footing and falls and then sets off a chain reaction and then blows up in a very important ship. I don't know. It just looked visually, I'm like, what is happening? I need to know. My honorable mention, which should have been in my 5, was I just loved the Carrie Fisher part of it because it gives her like, look at how awesome she is. And even though she's gone, we still remember her. And just like the little salute she does. Oh, amazing. Yeah. What's your number one?
Hooded Rey.
Hooded Rey.
we went there.
Hooded Porgs.
I'm really excited to see more Finn. I really liked Finn because I like Stormtroopers. And I wish he was still the Stormtrooper in disguise, but it is what it is. The Last Jedi comes out December 15th. I cannot wait for the episode 9, which is called Star Wars Porg.
Porgopolis. A city of porgs.
I'm totally down for all things porgs. Anyway, guys, if you like this video or not, please give it a thumbs up or thumbs down. Subscribe to it. We could really use it. Today was fun.
It's always fun with you, James.
We went long today because of my Rey rant on Hasbro.
The same amount of time.
Hasbro. It was fun though. I'm looking for that Sizzle Reel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to get boring for a long time. So
next week, we have nothing to talk about.
Nerfing.
No, guys, that's our 51st installment. Next week is our 1-year anniversaire. That's French for anniversary. And we will... that's the deadline for the t-shirt contest test. So please submit those designs. It'll be well worth it. It's a cool prize. It is just for fun, but you do get a TeePublic gift thingy. Wow. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, I can't wait. Can't wait to see what else comes from The Last Jedi. All right, I'm James. This is
Brock.
And may the force of others be with you.
Porgs.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.